Once upon a time is a phrase that has been known to last forever. You may recall how that phrase opened your mind to countless adventures and gave you permission to be whoever you could imagine yourself to be. For 60 years, Textbook Center has been much more than a bookshop. It has been a place of knowledge, dreams, and transformation. Once upon a time, our story began. The story of the biggest and most diversified bookseller in Africa and how it came to be.
What happened is that in 1956, I finished my education and went to Port Hall to work in a shop which used to sell hardware. Then they had a counter of books in that shop, which used to keep Bible, Kikuyu Bible and Kikuyu first reader and second reader and things like that. Beginning of 1958, the Ministry of Education, the district commissioner, they said they wanted a bookshop in Fort Hall. That time it was called Fort Hall, now it is Muranga.
From its roots in Muranga and Nyeri in the late 1950s, Textbook Center was officially launched in 1964. This was the start of a partnership between two businessmen in Kenya, with the core business of supplying textbooks and stationery supplies. There were only about 5 or 6 employees in Fort Hall and Nyeri.
Their philosophy was to increase the reading culture, make books available at fair prices throughout the country. Based on that, we see Textbook Center where it is now.
The two small stores in Fort Hall and Nyeri were mainly for textbook distribution to upcountry schools and tenders issued by churches that ran schools such as Consolata. Books coming into Kenya from international publishers landed in Nairobi. In 1965, the company entered the capital as Textbook Center Kijabe opened its doors as a central distributor to bookshops across the country.
At that time, the school order was not only books and stationery, but also wheelbarrow, panga, and all those sort of things, because they needed that also. So all that were being supplied.
The goal was to make learning resources affordable to the masses.
Mr. Rugani, Senior Rugani, who is no longer there, used to go around the bookshops in Nairobi and tell them that this is the books which we have. So that showed to him that there is a demand of books by the bookseller as well. So we decided to open a shop there instead of selling it from the house. We hired a store in Kijabe Street, and that is where we started stocking.
A major turning point happened in 1976 when TBC organized Kenya's first ever book fair in Uhuru Park. It was free and open to the public, with availability of both international and local books. The success of this first book fair saw it hosted later in Kisumu and Mombasa in 1977. Book fairs continued to be sponsored by Textbook Center as a means to broaden literary horizons for readers in Kenya.
Textbook Center, with an element of my input at the beginning, is the father and mother of the famous Nairobi International Book Fair. And without Textbook Center's input, the Kenya Publishers Association could not have achieved what they have achieved today. So Textbook Center has a future in helping the publishers in this country to grow more, to grow bigger, better, and to give services to the people of this country.
In 1983, Nairobi witnessed the opening of its biggest and most famous mall, the Sarit Center. Textbook Center was one of only 2 tenants in the new mall, and the Sarit Center branch remains a vital landmark in Kenya's largest shopping center.
You know, Textbook Center was retail, or is retail and distribution, right? And now we've got e-commerce. But at that time was retail and distribution, or wholesale we used to call it. And we thought we must focus on both, growing both at the same time. But to grow retail, you have to grow the number of branches. And fortunately at that time, there was also a whole, what do we call, aura regarding shopping malls. Shopping malls started being developed in different areas of Nairobi, and we said, no, we must focus first within Nairobi. And fortunately at that time, there was retail spaces upcoming in all the newly built malls, right, which we know, from Thika Road to Westlands to Gigiri, Karen. And every year we started looking for space. We started engaging landlords, and landlords wanted the brand Textbook Center, and we wanted to grow. And that's how we started growing from 2 branches to now we are 13. And that's how we've grown, because it was part of the strategy, and in hindsight is one of the best decisions we made.
In 1985, the 763 curriculum was replaced with the 844 system of education. Textbooks had to be sourced and aligned to the new demands of the education sector.
The syllabuses at some point had to be changed, because you can't teach British history in an independent Kenya, or you can't teach European geography in an independent African nation. So these things had to come through a change.
As the curriculum changed from Cambridge to CPE to 844, so did the requirements. With the government supplying the required syllabus materials to schools, teachers, as well as authors like Malkiat Singh and John Kiriamiti, turned to Textbook Center to distribute revision and storybooks. The 844 system did bring an expansion of private schools and a demand for art and music exercise books and materials, opening up a huge market for Textbook Center. With more widespread access to basic education, reading in Kenya got stronger.
We hired 2 vans, Volkswagen van. We used to keep books inside and go to the schools everywhere, one day here, one day there, and try to show them the books. These books were mainly revision sort of books, which the school will not provide, but parents would buy.
From 2006, with peri-urban centers and towns becoming more established and populated, Textbook Center began to expand in earnest, with new branches being opened. The newly declared Kisumu City was the first branch outside Nairobi, followed recently by Ruiru in Kiambu County, along with other locations in Nairobi. The TBC ethos was quite simple. How can we contribute to learning from an early age? Textbook Center had evolved from its early slogan, supermarket for school supplies, to much more than a bookshop.
I joined TBC in December 1998. Being part of TBC for a long time it's something that I'm really proud of, because for you to stay in a company for over 20 years, then it means there's something good in that company. So I'm still proud to be in Textbook Center for the 26 years that I've worked in it.
Having explored and grown in ventures as diverse as mobile communication through Citadel Cellular, the decision was made in 2012 to focus on education with added value. In 2020, with schools closed for an indefinite period due to the pandemic, an unprecedented event with global impact, businesses were forced to revert to the bare minimum to try and stay afloat. What innovative methods did TBC deploy during this period? How did it become a place of serenity and a hobby finder?
When I was in Standard 7, I would come over in the holidays and I'd work in the stationery department. And there was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Amobai Shah who trained me. And at the age of 7, he would say, understand the product before you sell. And that's what happened every single holiday.
Life may only be understood in hindsight, but it must be lived forwards. When schools reopened in May 2021, Textbook Center had to cope with the unprecedented demand of 3 back-to-school seasons in just 2 years. But the pandemic had brought a shift in Textbook Center's future outlook. It spurred a growth in e-learning alongside evolution of diverse curriculums like IGCSE.
Most of the parents, even from other schools, are switching from CBC to the international curriculum, or what we call the British international curriculum.
TBC has always been about value, and some of the value services include sponsoring and facilitating school libraries and printing back-to-school book lists for schools to distribute to parents. Technology transformed the world, and Textbook Center evolved alongside it. In 2024, the website was redesigned to enhance user experience and expand its range of services. These improvements included online school checklists, easy product ordering and collection, online payment options, a loyalty program, and comprehensive sections for children and technology.
Textbook Center is turning 60. As e-commerce, we're turning 4 years old in 2025. It's been a journey. One of the joys of launching e-commerce as a new channel was that we have been able to grow and deliver massive growth year on year with our customer base, with more people shopping online over the years. We're able to grow faster than the business as a channel. We're able to appeal to the younger audience so that we stay in existence for another 60 years. So we're delivering the future. We're able to provide the widest portfolio ever that are across our stores that are available online for customers locally and internationally.
Offline, there is increasing demand for curriculum materials for the new CBC system, even as the system itself is still in its relative infancy.
When you think of TBC, what comes into my mind is growth. And growth in such that you can almost miss nothing from Textbook Center. Even with our customers, some of the technical titles, we refer them to Textbook Center because we don't import, but we know Textbook Center imports almost every reading material. Yeah.
Textbook Center's driving passion remains making books and other learning resources and materials easily accessible for their customers.
The friendly approach, the innovative nature, the fact that they are the forerunners in digital marketing in this country, especially within the book industry, and the fact that they honor their promises all the time, the fact that they know their customers are key, this can only mean success to a business like Textbook Center.
Textbook Center has been a passionate champion of a vibrant reading culture in Kenya, tirelessly advocating for enhanced literacy levels while ensuring that books remain accessible to all at budget-friendly prices. Today, TBC stores are remarkably well stocked, offering the most extensive selection of books in Kenya, catering to readers of all ages and featuring works by both local and international authors.
Let me just dwell a bit on spaces for creativity and spaces for reading, something that has been missing a lot in the creative, especially creative writing space. We have libraries, but they're not as spread out. And then we have some spaces like TBC, right, where they have come up. The books are there, yes, but more than the books, what they've created is a space for creatives, a space where children can just go and read and be inspired, a space where writers can go and read other writers' books, a space where discussions can take place. And this is something that is missing, especially in this digital era where the end product is more important than the process.
In addition to this literary wealth, TBC proudly collaborates with esteemed partners such as Pelican, Faber-Castell, Stedler, Gel X, Kartasi, Bic, Lenovo, Asus and Canon, amongst many others.
I also found myself partnering with TBC on one of their areas that many may not know that TBC has a strength. We all know TBC for books, but I realized that TBC also had ventured and invested heavily in the IT industry and especially in computers or computing. So I gave Textbook Center an opportunity to be our provider for IT equipment. And 2 years down the line, I do not have any regret about the partnership. TBC has been able to take off a lot of pressure on my shoulders when I need something within the shortest time lead. TBC has always come around and helped me to deliver on time.
The company is dedicated to nurturing creativity, personal growth, and enjoyment across a diverse array of expressions. Customers are invited to immerse themselves in TBC's Reading Corner, participate in author events, and celebrate their passion for reading beyond the confines of formal education.
When I think about Textbook Center, I think of a place with every variety of books. So when I come here, I expect to get a good book or get the books that I'm looking for.
When I think of Textbook Center, I think of a place where I can go and not be judged in anything. I can come and look at textbooks for school and not be judged. I can look at adult books and not be judged. I find it more homely. I find Textbook Center so cozy to be at. And just to see other people choosing books, and the smiles they have when they're reading maybe the back page or the first page of the book, it's amazing. It's more, when I think of Textbook Center, I think of a friendly location and a home space for others.
As we reflect on the past 60 years, one cannot help but ponder what the future holds. Love of the past implies faith in the future.
Looking ahead, our vision for education in Kenya is bold. We're preparing learners for a future of possibilities, some of which don't exist today. Within the next 5 to 10 years, a very high percentage of those jobs and careers do not exist today. So we're preparing our children for that future. A future where creativity, curiosity, problem solving, collaboration drive success as importantly as academics. We want every child's passion to be the foundation for their learning journey.
Understanding that the future is not merely a destination, but a creation, TBC fully embraces technology to remain at the forefront of the digital landscape in Kenya. E-books have gained rapid popularity in developed economies, and TBC is taking the lead in this direction through the introduction of e-readers and e-books powered by Snaplify.
Appealing to the younger generation has become essential, obviously, because we want to stay in existence for another 60 years. So the kind of portfolio that we stock, especially online, is tailored towards that audience. The kind of books that we sell, romantic books. We all know the preteens with their romantic preference, technology. Gen Zs are now 100% online. So what kind of product are we providing for them to come shop with us? And we've seen the growth because of providing that product portfolio for that generation.
With the future in sight, TBC is sparking the curiosity of the young minds through the Kids Club, a fun, hands-on space where kids don't just read, but live in the stories through art. They paint, craft, play, listen, and explore science and tech, opening up worlds of possibility. Here, passions are discovered, and bold dreams take shape. Today's curious mind might become tomorrow's creative technologist, virtual reality artist, or even a space habitat planner. When kids get to explore and express themselves freely, their minds stay wide open, and TBC keeps inspiring new paths and fresh ideas for generations. At TBC, sustainability means shaping tomorrow through lifelong learning. We're bringing symposiums, art and math competitions, and fun hands-on activities to schools across Kenya, sparking curiosity that lasts a lifetime.
The process versus the product. When we give them assignments and they go into AI and they come up with a product, and once they come up with a product, and you ask them, to analyze it, to think about it. So with spaces like TBC, it becomes very easy because you've got all these titles, you've got all these resources. You can sit down and you can discuss. So in terms of enhancing, should I say, the next generation of creatives, whereby the process should be more important than the product. The classroom is a space, TBC is a space, libraries are spaces, book launches are spaces, celebrations are spaces, competitions like Maths Decathlon that we have at Regis Runda Academy are spaces, competitions like Language Fiesta, where we celebrate language, we celebrate authors, all these are spaces. And what do? They feed into the creativity of the students. So ultimately what you have is not just a consumer of products, but an analytical person, someone who can read between the lines, someone who can tell the difference between what is fake and what is real.
And because progress should lift everyone, the CSR work by TBC keeps resourcing libraries and supporting underprivileged schools, giving every child the chance to learn and dream bigger. Just like Vidu Ramji Academy in Muranga, which was spearheaded by one of TBC's founders, now thriving with a swimming pool and football pitch, helping students grow inside and outside the classroom. Where learning never stops, possibilities never end. Tomorrow's leaders are bold, curious, and ready to write their own story. And TBC keeps that spark alive, one idea and one big dream at a time.
This is exciting. The next 60 of TBC. What we've done in the past is a strength in terms of who we are, how we did it. And that learning curve is actually going to bounce us into the future. Many things have changed. 60 years means you've seen a lot. You've learned a lot. What is it that takes us through is what we believe in, our principles, our value-based systems. Our mission statement guides us to give the customer an experience beyond their expectation. That is where we're heading. We want our customers to feel that this is the only place I can go and shop because of the experience we want to give them. We're always allowing the mind, the intellect to grow. Education never stops. Education is a lifelong, if I may say, obsession. People must be able to grow mentally. They must be able to think wider and must be able to understand this global village that we live in. So the future has a lot of opportunities. We're able to reach out to audiences that were never there before. And just that thought is an opportunity in itself.
From stories and tools to hands-on experiences, we're growing a culture of learning that shapes what's next. Because the future holds possibilities we can't see yet, and we're here to help young minds thrive in it.
In terms of looking forward, I see Textbook Center is a forward-looking bookstore, not only a bookstore, but equipped with the tools that will give our kids the capacity to be able to face the challenges of the future.
All books talk, but a good book listens as well, making a good read a conversation. As a premier provider of books, stationery, and technology in East and Central Africa, Textbook Center has spent the past 60 years attuned to the needs of its community and is well positioned to flourish in the next 60 years and beyond.
The company is growing in and out of the country, and to support that growth, Warehouse and Logistics is looking to move to a better modern fulfillment center that is fully automated. And with the warehouse automation, we hope to achieve paperless operations internally for sustainability purposes. And we also hope that we can enhance our customer satisfaction through improved turnaround times, also build trust with our customers where they'll be able to track their orders on real time. And we hope that also we can enhance our fleet, ensure that we are able to cover a wider section of the country and even beyond the country, and let our customers have trust in us that we are able to reach them wherever they will be.
With a commitment to innovation and responsiveness, TBC is poised to continue its legacy of excellence and leadership in the industry.
Just to end, this is a great brand, 60 years. You know, all brands don't go through this. TBC has gone just from a dukawala and where we are now. You can see the whole process. It's gone through it's got a rich history, but it's the values, the families, the founders, the business holders that has taken us through all these cycles and where we started and where we are now and where we want to go.
We want to stay here for the next 60 years. We want you to walk the journey with us. So support us, send us feedback, review, shop online, visit our stores. This is a family. We're opening our arms wide, coming to our house. We have reading corners in the stores now. We have ebooks you can buy. So we are promising you that we will stay relevant for you for the next 60 years. And yes, come. We are waiting to serve you.
The Giving Tree, published in 1964, Shel Silverstein is quoted, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do."